God, this is going to be a shot for 11. Oh no, opponent fogs. Oh, all that life gain. 20? They rolled a 20? Oh my god. Crit.
Today on Commander Replay, we find out if this easy Brisela deck lives up to its name. Can we get the Voice of Nightmares assembled? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's 2 great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Alright, we won the die roll. We're playing an open game here. Ooh, that's tricky. 3 mana. We can get a lot done with 3 mana. We'll keep. So yeah, we're playing Gisela the Broken Blade and trying to assemble Brisela Voice of Nightmares. That brings it to our turn 1. That's a second land is what that is. Second land is super helpful. Play the Soul Ring. I think we're going to go... We going Animus first? Dowsing Dagger's really good, though. We'll go Dowsing Dagger first. Who's least likely to have creature? Or most likely? This deck's probably going to have a lot of creatures. Opponent goes Jeweled Lotus into turn 1 Mogis. Mogis is annoying, but there are worse things than Mogis. Doesn't draw cards or make mana. Does a little bit of damage. We have lifelink. We can keep up with the damage, although if it's like a full Punisher deck, that may not be a great time. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Mogis trigger. Doomscar is useful. Play the Bonder's Enclave, cast Bastion Protector, and pass like that. So I just finished playing a game with this with Patreons, and I got milled a bunch, which kind of messed everything up. So the genesis of this deck was that I was on Twitter last week, and some people were saying, like, how hard it is to assemble Brisela in mono white, and, like, it's not that difficult. It's not that you can do it every single game, but I'd say, like, 1 out of 2 games you should be able to do it. Like 50% of the time. So what I've decided to do with this deck, so obviously you have Search for Glory and Thalia's Lancers help you find either half. That's a Spell Shock. It's a funny card. I always try to run Spell Shock more. They've got an Ancient Tomb too, so they're going to be shocking themselves at some point. Opponent lost a token into something. What'd they do? Oh, they sacrificed it to Mogis. That makes sense. There's a High Market. Lands are good. Play the High Market. Equip the Dowsing Dagger. 3 is an awkward number for the sword. We'll attack the Mogis deck. Seem like they want to be doing some damage. There's a shot for 5, and we flip the Dowsing Dagger. We're going to get a lot of extra mana. No Strip Mines yet. That's good news. Let's get the Stonehewer Giant into play. We can do some real silly stuff with that. Spell Shock will get us. And we'll pass like that. We're really well set up this game. Like, really, really well set up. Because we can just cast Gisela, and then we can use this at instant speed, and if anything gets blown up. So the trick with this deck, I talked about it the first time I filmed it, so I kind of got ahead of myself. The trick of this deck is that it's an Heirloom Blade deck. There's only 1 angel in the deck, and that is Bruna. So the idea is put Heirloom Blade on Gisela, have Gisela die, and then you get Bruna, and then you use Bruna to reanimate Gisela, and then you've got Brisela. And life is good. There are a couple things in the deck that make angels that are not angels themselves. So we do have a couple of other backup options for that. But so far, things are going swimmingly. Soul Ring start, got an equipment tutor, got a second equipment tutor, got a board wipe, got ramp. So got some card draw. Yeah, we got our bases covered. As long as people don't start blowing our stuff up before it's time, we're going to be just fine. We could even sack our commander to Mogis if we wanted. I might do that. Oh, that would be... yeah, we can get... we can get Brisela next turn. Spell Shock, Tymna. Brings it back to our turn. No. Pure Steel Paladin's pretty cool. Alright, so we need to get Gisela. I think we just use this mana. Maybe we can do this differently. So, total mana, it's 4, that's 2. That is 2, that's 8. We have 8 mana. The colors are going to get weird here. We do not have enough colored mana to do all the things, so... I think what we do is just we go Gisela, and then foretell the Doomscar. We can do some attacks. Oh, notably Gisela's indestructible. And it's +2/+2. Love it. We'll just spread the damage around a little bit. I am very excited about how quickly I think we're going to be able to assemble Brisela. Opponent's playing Splicers. Nice. With Tymna. Yeah, we should probably take a look at what everyone's doing. So, as I mentioned, we're playing Gisela the Broken Blade, 4 mana, 4/3. Flying First Strike, lifelink. If you have both Gisela and Bruna, meld into Brisela. There's his incubator. Got some tribal going over there. Spell Shock's going to get them. Brisela is a 9/10 Flying First Strike Vigilance lifelink. Your opponents can't cast spells with mana value 3 or less. Someone on Twitter described assembling Brisela as a war crime, and They're not wrong. So often people will groan about all the things they can't cast in their hand once it's assembled, namely all of their spot removal, because that all usually exists at 3 mana or less. I've watched people just get locked out by it so hard, and if that doesn't get you, the fact that it's just big flying First Strike Vigilance lifelink will, that's a lot of things happening there that are all very good. Even crazier if you can get an Achroma Vision of Ixidor going with it. We cannot, because we have to do the angel trick thing, so no other angels in the deck, sadly. But opponent is playing Miirym Sentinel Worm. It's a dragon spirit, it looks like. Flying Ward. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. Oh, God. Yeah, that seems terrible. I don't know that we're all that well suited to tango with the dragons. We have board wipes and stuff, but dragons are strong. Yeah. The single most viewed thing on this channel is a short that I made where I posed the question to myself, because this happened. I was playing my angel deck and someone was playing dragons. I'm like, none of these angels block these dragons profitably. And they were like mostly 6/6s. I think there was a Lathlas out there. Dockside Extortionist is... it's an okay Dockside. I've seen worse. And... so I looked it up, and there's like 5 angels that can naturally block a 6/6 dragon that are at least big enough to do it. I don't think I counted. Did I count Brisela? I don't remember if I counted Brisela, because no, I don't think I did. Just, 1, I was low on time because it's a short, and 2, Brisela doesn't really occur naturally, right? It's 2 things you got to put together. And if you're talking about putting 2 cards together, right, like equipment enters the equation and changes that math dramatically, but yeah, like naturally dragons just kind of eat angels unless you have Avacyn or Sarah's Emissary on the board. Opponent doing some attacking with the Tymna. You know, I wouldn't mind finding a land. Tymna trigger in the main phase. Our middle opponent, by the way, as we mentioned, is piloting Mogis, God of the Slaughter. Kind of a nasty one, usually a Punisher style deck, and looks like they're doing that with the Spell Shock. And here comes a Might Overseer. As we've seen the trigger already, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, does 2 damage to them unless they sacrifice a creature. At the end step here, we're going to activate the Stonehewer Giant. We're going to do the trick. Where is it? Get Heirloom Blade. Put Heirloom Blade on Gisela. You know, we're probably better off attacking than doing it. Yeah, so we could sacrifice it to Mogis, but we could just use the High Market instead. Ooh, a Tithe, you say. Tithe is mana neutral, so I think we'll want that. No one has... we're tied with the most lands. Yeah, it's still worth it. Spell Shock. Ooh, getting down there. Also, yeah, we're going to want that 9 life also. Get a Plains. Play the Plains. Oh, I didn't put a Feast and Famine in this deck. Feast and Famine would be good here. Did not put it in, though. I think we just slam into this Mogis. Send these 2 over here, and this one at the Mogis. Oh, you want what we could do? Yeah, what we can do is... yeah, we'll do it. We'll activate the Stonehewer. Getting Hearthenholm. Hearthenholm on the Gisela. God, this is going to be a shot for 11. Oh no, opponent fogs. Oh, all that life gain. All the life gain. Oh, crap. And I just, crap. I tapped the High Market. All right, well, we're going to have to change course here. Messed up. So let's play the Sword of the Animist. Get hit with the Spell Shock. Could have timed all that differently. Yeah, not playing the best here. Making mistakes. Turn 5 Brisela. It has gone away. We burned the fog, though. You got to get that out of the hand, otherwise nothing good's going to happen. Miirym coming in. Yep. Oh my god, it's a 6/6. Well, as long as this thing's huge, we'll be okay. And protection from relevant colors. Hey, he's moving the boots. Yep. 6/6 over to the Sidar and Tymna deck. I said they're doing some sort of Phyrexian thing. I think they're doing mites or something like that. Are we board wiping? Massacre Worm does not affect us. Before this happens, though, I'm going to draw a card just in case crazy things happen. Well of Lost Dreams. That's a good pickup. Oh, man. Just want to assemble a Brisela, but that's... the card draw. Opponent loses a bunch of life. Yeah, they had small things in play. Those get nuked. Oh, I've got it. Okay. So we sacrifice this to Mogis. We... Stonehewer Giant for an equipment with haste. Ooh, Mogis is coming our way. Okay. We going to feel this? Nope. Changes their mind. Yeah, they're coming our way. Okay. Yeah, that's a chunk of our life. Is that a big deluge? It is. There it is. Okay. So Gisela's going to die. Oh, God. Massacre Worm's going to hurt pretty bad. Command Zone. No. Use the ability. Get the only angel in our deck. It's a Bruna. Down to 11. Oh, yeah, we're getting down there. They killed their own Mogis. in the process. That's not nothing. Iktekik coming in, yep, making a 3/3. Sun Titan is a magic card. Play this Bruna. Play this Bruna. Spell Shock will get us, is not great. Get Gisela back. There it is. We're set up. We're set up. Kind of want the Pure Steel Paladin. We do need to not get blasted with removal, though. Like one burn spell could be a problem. Although, burn spells are X spells, which means that they're going to get caught up in Bruna. So that's a thing. Use the ability. Gisela's back. Yeah, not gaining that 11 life was a big deal, the fog. We're going to play the Pure Steel Paladin. I don't feel great about it, but Spell Shock, yeah, that's 2 more damage. Getting pretty low. We can free equip all these, though. I'm going to put them all on the Pure Steel Paladin just because this exiles itself, which means the equipments come off. Feeling good. Go to the end step. Hope we don't die to stuff. There it is. That's a turn 6 Brisela. Now, things have gone well. We had Soul Ring into Dousing Dagger, which is a great start. We haven't even really used the Sword of the Animist yet, so lots of good cards in the opener. But this deck is built to kind of do that, where, this is about as low of a curve that I ever run on a deck. So you can do a lot with a little bit of mana in this deck, which is atypical for most of the things that I do, but yeah, now we just gotta hope and pray that Brisela makes it back to our turn, and I would really like to gain some life. Ancient Copper Dragon, totally fine with me. I love in paper that this is like twice the size of everything else. Like, it just makes it feel more awesome. Because like you have all your other angels kind of scattered around it, and they all look so little, and it feels good. I've been able to do it a handful of times in my life, but I haven't done it like tons and tons. I would say maybe a half dozen times I think I've assembled it. Opponent's going to send the Ancient Copper Dragon into the Mogis player. Yeah, Mogis bringing the pain this game. Also, we've got a bigger creature, so we're not really open for business. Let's see how bad this Ancient Copper Dragon's going to get. Funny story, too, is that if they make a lot of mana right here and start casting a bunch of spells, Spell Shock's going to eat them down pretty quickly. 20? They rolled a 20? Oh, my God. Crit. Well, see how many things I can cast before they die to Spell Shock. And Iktekik is going to be huge. Pray there's no board wipe in their hand. Commander back to play. Spell Shock. What equipment do we want to search for? Light and Shadow for more life gain is not the worst thing I've ever heard of. Earthquake Dragon. Uh-oh. That's a 10/10. We're going to need to get bigger. Maybe Blackblade. I don't think I put a Luxodon Warhammer in here, and I probably should have. Get trampled there, but yeah, it might be Blackblade and just like make sure we gain massive amounts of life. That is 2 Earthquake Dragons. That is 2 10/10 flying tramples. That is a problem. Although all these dragons, wow, all these dragons are green so far, which means they don't have any blockers. It's actually a really big deal. The Great Henge does gain them life, but they're dropping even lower to Spell Shock. Yeah, I mean, they're getting into range of us just killing them. They do have mana and cards, though. That's scary. I guess if things go really bad, we can cast the Doomscar. We'll lose Bruna, and that's not amazing. At which point, we can get Light and Shadow. I put that in there for that reason, in case Bruna goes down. I guess the other thing, too, we could Sun Titan Bastion Protector. Is this command? This is our commander. That was a question I had in the last game. Whether Brisela is your commander or not. And according to this, it is. So commander damage should apply, which is fantastic. There's a Tyrant's Familiar. That's a pretty good card. Would love to not have the Pure Steel Paladin get shot. It might. Although I guess that means they'd have to attack us. And, oh god, there's 2 of them? That's a problem. Now they can kill our Brisela. So we're probably on Doomscar. Wow, Ancient Copper Dragon on 20. Oh, and we die. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, thank god, they already attacked. Oh my god. Oh, that was scary. Was having a moment. Do we still have Fire and Ice in the deck? Because Fire and Ice... No, I cut it. We need to attack past every... there is a Commander's Plate. Okay. That gives us something. Commander's Plate would be Xaxes. Opponent just going to keep going over there. Yep. It is unfortunate with this that it only melds at your end step, not every end step. So you can't like Scout's Warning or Quicksilver Amulet one of them into play on your opponent's turn and then flip it then and then have it ready to go on your turn. Opponent's got 7 mana floating. If that's even a Rift, I'm going to be not thrilled. Although it'll be we can manage a Rift because we can go Pure Steel Paladin, recast all the equipment, draw a million cards, and then use Bruna to get back Bastion Protector. There are worse things. Vanquisher's Bender, that's fine. Down to 10. Yeah, they're flirting with disaster over there. They can die to a lot of different... This is a 2020. No big deal. The dragons get bigger. I had Fire and Ice in here for some card draw. It's weird, man. Building decks these days is weird. Just like, I don't even know where the card slots go. It's like, oh, I need this card. I need this card, right? Like, you know, you don't want to not run Savine's Reclamation, and you're just like, where did all my deck slots go? Opponent is out of mana, thank God. Let's see what Mogis has got. They only have 2 cards. They have a Coffers. No, only 1 Swamp, though. Recast Mogis, that's totally fine with me. They go down to 5. So we could get them with Pure Steel Paladin, assuming that none of this stuff... Oh my God. Ooh. Opponent has 2 really big creatures, which means they could send them both our way if they wanted. But then they also have to, like, be worried about the dragons. This is going to be a weird turn. We can block one here. We could block this one. We would gain a bunch of life. We would lose Brisela, which would be sad. The funny thing, too, is that, like, with this spell shock, I mean, they can cast 1 more spell. They can't cast 2 more spells, which is pretty funny. Yawgmoth seems bad. Spell shock. Mana's mostly... Yeah, we're good. We're in the clear spell-wise. We just got to worry about this attack right here. What are they doing with this attack? Okay, I worked it out if they attack us. Big one into the dragons. Nope, changed their mind. Other big one into the dragons. Okay. Do they want to trade into... I mean, they got to block with 1. Do you block with both to kill it? They're going to block with their commander. Okay. Ideally, we'd be able to kill everyone. I don't know if that's a possibility, though. Mogis? Not. I'm just going to pay the life. Down to 5. That's a Plains. Play the Plains. All right, what is the best way to do this? We should probably open the armory. How much mana do we have? That's 5, 6, 7... 10 total mana. Any Sun Titan play eats up a lot of mana. Sun Titan would bring back Bastion Protector, which is relevant. So that'd be 6 mana, and then 3. That'd be enough to go Sun Titan. That's probably the right call. We'd lose Sun Titan, which isn't the best. So we could use Pure Steel Paladin to kill them, and then... But yeah, then we just drop the dragons, and then we neuter that threat. Yeah, I think that's actually the best call. I think that is the best call. So let's get Sun Titan. Spell shock. Oh god, we're getting down there. Down to 3. Bring back the Bastion Protector. Use the ability. Oh, the timing here is weird. Move this over to Brisela. Move this over to Brisela. No. Did we just do it first and drop the dragons? Leave the Mogis? Yeah, move this over to Brisela. Is there any equipment that gets us through the dragons? Oh, the Commander's Plate. Oh, we can get Commander's Plate. We can't wipe the board after, though, if we do. Or can we? So it would be 2. Was it 3 to... No, it's 2 and then 1. But we would need 2 mana there. Okay, yeah. Let's just Doomscar. Doomscar! Going down to 1. Opponent's going to make our thing smaller. Draw a card. Do it again. Oh my god, we're down to 1. I would really like to gain this life back. Heirloom Blade. Keeper of the Accord, maybe? Silverblade Paladin? It's a bunch of humans in the deck. Weather Wayfarer. That gives us something to do, right? We'll equip this thing just because it's more life gain. Send this into the dragons. Sword of the Animist. Ramp is good. Get a Plains. Hearth and Home. Not blinking our creature. Back to a much safer 14 life. Get another land. That is +2 lands this turn. That's a big deal. Cast the Weather Wayfarer. Spell Shock will ding us. Feeling pretty good now. I'm thinking I might go the Light and Shadow because we can get Sun Titan back and get more silly with that. And it's just good insurance. Mogis can cast 1 card. Black Market. A little late for that. They go down to 1. Could kill them with the Weathered Wayfarer. I might. For embarrassments. Oh, nope. They die. Oh, I think they Ancient Tomb themselves. They might have. Yep. They gone. Mogis down. What does opponent have for this Brisela? Board wipe would actually slow us down a lot. Spot removal mostly offline, though. Progenitor Exarch? I'm fine with that. Think that's gonna be game. Gonna transform their stuff. Sure. We'll go straight into combat. Also, because I misclicked. Send it. Sword of the Animist. Get a land. 2 kills with Brisela. Yeah. Yeah. Everything went according to plan this game. So, like, Soul Ring start into Dowsing Dagger, which is a lot of mana at the start. So we were very quick at the beginning, which allows a lot of this to kind of transpire the way that it did. But again, this is a very low curve deck considering the decks that I usually play. So, you know, you do have that ability to just get things done quickly. Messed up a turn in there in the middle. We were actually a turn late getting to Brisela because I made some mistakes. And yeah, we could have did it turn 5. We did it on turn 6. I can't remember what I said in the last game and what I said in this game because they kind of blend together now. But my general take on this Brisela deck is that it should be fairly consistent. You're not going to be able to do it every game. My initial thought was that maybe 1 out of every 2 games. I have now played 2 games and I've done it once, so I'm right on target with my initial thoughts. Granted, that's a small sample size, but yeah, I would say every 1 out of 2 games you should be able to get Brisela assembled with this particular setup, doing the Heirloom Blade Angel trick. Just that you do have to deal with opponents trying to interact with it as it melds, so you're going to want just all the protection. Got Mother of Ruins, Teferis is in here. I wanted to get that new phase out spell, but I ran out of room. There's a few other things, Blacksmith Skill, Champion's Helm, Boots, just all the stuff, right? Anything you can use to protect Brisela as it melds is going to be good. And it's the type of thing, too, that, like, if you play the same people every week and they know it's coming, it's going to get a lot harder and you're going to have to, like, build a lot more resilience in. But if you're playing randos like I just did, they don't really know what's coming. Surprise, surprise. There's an early Brisela into the game. And there's some tricks you can do too. I did this in a deck in the past. So I only have 1 angel in here. You could run a couple. You could also run Karmic Guide, Ameria Shepherd, probably just those 2, maybe Dawnbreak Reclaimer, because those will also reanimate your Gisela if it dies for some reason. So you'll have more resilience and you'll be able to do more stuff, just that you won't be able to 100% of the time guarantee that you're going to hit Bruna. But if you have a sack outlet and you have Heirloom Blade, you can kind of just do it a couple times, and then, you know, you'll get there within a few tries. So Fun with Heirloom Blade is basically the name of this deck. But the other thing to point out, too, is that because of the Mogis deck, Punisher deck, everyone was losing life at a pretty good clip. And my biggest concern with this deck is not melding Brisela. It's actually just like killing everyone once it's melded, because like if there's a bunch of dragons running around and they just attack you, that is actually a problem. So the fact that Mogis made everyone's life super low means that we could like basically one-hit everyone. But the other thing you can do is you can put Double Strike on it, which won't be completely one-hit lethal, but, you know, like Double Strike plus a sword might be. How much is that? So it'd be 11. Yeah, Double Strike plus a sword would be 1-shot lethal with Brisela. So that's a thing to think about. But yeah, we did get some help. So yeah, when you are playing mono white, if there's like a red deck that's, you know, burning everyone out at the table, it is going to help a lot, because you just don't have to cover as much distance anymore. Where if you're facing like 3 combo decks, this would be a pretty terrible time where everyone's just sitting back and still at like 38 life. That'll take a while, and they'll probably go off before you can kill 3 players, which I do have Ether Flux Reservoir in here for that reason. So if everyone's just sitting back and you have a lot of life, you can at least shoot 1 player, and, you know, that'll help. But yeah, I personally don't think it's that hard to assemble Brisela in mono white. Like, it's not a picnic. It's not green where you can like have guaranteed access to it 100% of the time. But like I said, every 1 to 2 games, I think you should be able to get it put together with this stuff. I did put Search for Glory back in the deck. I left Thalia's Lancers out just because ran out of space, but you could definitely run those if you wanted to increase your consistency of getting to Bruna. The other thing, too, I have to say about this deck is that I've played the Bruna version in the past, and, you know, the Bruna version is more of an Angel Reanimator kind of thing. It's built a bit differently. I started this list from that list, and I changed 20-25 cards, so, you know, there's a fair bit of difference in it. But this list, even if you don't assemble Brisela, can just be, like, a pretty fast-ish Voltron. If you get Double Strike on there, like, damage will pile up really quickly. Like, you can put 1 player in danger very quickly, whereas the other players will take a little bit longer. But yeah, there's a lot to like about this that's like kind of very subtle. Like, it's not drawing cards and it's not making mana, which seems like, you know, that's the only thing people want to play these days. But there's a lot to like here if you know what you're looking for. And I don't really even have the Voltron section of this deck optimized all that well. I put this thing together pretty quickly, so you could still tweak some things, and I would love to get a Luxodon Warhammer in here. I think Stratascythe got cut. Stratascythe is going to be pretty good. Give you a lot of extra size. And I'm sure there's some other stuff too, just to increase your redundancy, increase your consistency, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon at the link below.